Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday morning, and today I want to talk about sleep. Sleep was a very big fear of mine, a very big fear of mine. When back in 2019 I really started to suffer with chronic OCD, this was one of the first things that bothered me the most. Yeah, it really did. I was really scared. I had a very big fear around sleeping because if you look at my family, my father was a very bad sleeper, very bad sleeper. And my mother, on the other hand, was a very good sleeper. I don't know why, but they were 180 degrees different in that kind of sense. So my father slept really bad, and I saw that. I had some instances where, because from child, I was already anxious all the time, you know. So I was an anxious child. In my puberty, I was, anxious, and so I had instances where I slept not that good. Had a few very bad nights a year, but that was it. So, but back in February 2019, when OCD and anxiety spiked through the roof, I slept very, very bad. And so what happened, I came back. If you saw my story, I came back from America, landed here, and I think for a year, I didn't sleep almost a year, I didn't sleep more than 3 hours a night. I really didn't. And I woke up every 20 or 30 minutes, soaked in sweat. It was like you were, if I had a shower or something, completely wet from top to bottom, really everywhere. It was if I was laying in a bathtub. Really, really strange. So all the anxiety built up from years before came out at that year. I don't know why, but I don't know. I know why, but I didn't know them. So because I was so anxious, I had ringing ears, and I was also scared of that in the beginning. So I thought I had some hearing damage or something, but because it was so loud and I was so anxious, I couldn't sleep in my bed anymore. I needed a background sound or something. So I slept on the couch for, I think, almost a year. Not with my girlfriend at the time, not in bed. I couldn't sleep in bed because I needed something to distract myself from the ringing ears, but also the feeling of very bad panic. And I slept, and it's strange, but it is the real story. I slept with the dishwasher machine on. Sometimes running multiple times a night, because it ended and it was done without anything in it, you know. And sometimes I slept with nature sounds on, all kind of compulsions. But this was the start of my OCD, so have some compassion for myself. And from that point on, I was anxious around sleep for like, I think, 2-3 years. Yeah, really was anxious about sleeping. And I tried everything. I mean, literally everything to sleep, to try to sleep. I went to different kind of food reflex therapy. massages, sauna. I tried not using my phone in the night. I tried to cut on caffeine. I tried to cut it out completely. I cut out all kind of aspartame, all the sugar alternatives. I read about it that, yeah, okay. I cut down on numbers, all the additives in foods. Cut the gym out at the evening. Lay in bed 2 hours before I wanted to go to sleep. But you can guess it didn't help anything. Because I was so scared, I needed to sleep, I wanted to sleep. But you need to realize that sleep is an automated process. You can't force sleep. It really is, it doesn't work. It is about letting go, control, but you can't force that either. It is about surrendering yourself to the fact, and this is the thing that it is, how you, letting go of all sleep rituals. Because sleep rituals like, for instance, what I just said, but also everything you're trying to do to have a good night of sleep, you need to let it go. People always say, oh, I'm a bad sleeper or I'm a good sleeper. And if you talk to the good sleepers, they aren't interested in a good night's sleep. They don't bother thinking about it because they sleep well. But I was a good sleeper and then I was a very bad sleeper. And you need to look into the fear. And you can please use my OCD Clarity action plan to, at the bottom I have made a form that you can really look into where are you scared of within the fear of not sleeping. I was really bad that my days would suffer under the lack of sleep, but I came to the conclusion that it isn't that bad. If you sleep 3 hours a night, it's not good, but it's also not bad. I mean, I went to work every day, 100% panic, 100% anxiety, didn't enjoy any moment of the day, didn't sleep, constantly fixated on my breathing because I had sensory motor OCD, but I was still going. And over time, when I saw the rituals weren't working, I said, fuck it, okay, then I don't sleep. And this took a while. So I'm a little bit strange maybe with the coffee, but I started to introduce coffee again, and I was always, I eat on 6 o'clock in the evening, and after that I enjoy one coffee, a double espresso. And I introduced it back into my life, not just living my life and not hinder myself if I don't sleep well. So I was doing everything what I wanted to do, even if at that evening I would sleep less good than normal. Because then you show to yourself, you show to your brain that you're not scared of sleeping anymore. And then, you guessed it, paradoxically, you sleep better. Because you think, fuck it, I don't know, I don't need to have a good sleep, and then you sleep. You're not scared around sleep anymore. But it takes time. And you need to look into stories of people. You can look it up online on YouTube. People who sleep very bad and still function very good. So, and then you can see it as what the right, how you can view sleep is, if I sleep, then I sleep. If I don't sleep, I don't sleep. And if you have that mentality, if I sleep, I sleep. If I don't sleep, I don't sleep. And that's it. And you can do everything. Drink warm water, go out of the bed. But it doesn't work. You just lay in bed. Not on your phone constantly. Just lay in bed and see what the night brings. And if you sleep, you sleep. If you don't sleep, you don't sleep. And on the other hand, if you lay in bed and you're calm, you're resting your body, not as good as you are sleeping, but you're still resting your body. That's it. And you still can do everything on 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours of sleep, no sleep. You eventually sleep. You see it yourself. And sometimes you think you didn't sleep, but you slept, but you forgot. So, and then a little bit about medication. When I came back from America, I was really 100% panicked, anxiety through the roof. My doctor prescribed me some sleeping meds. And I took them, from the start I knew that this wasn't the solution, so I tried a few. But the moment I took them and slept good, the moment I took them, I already thought, what about tomorrow? Tomorrow I need them also because I can't sleep. When I woke up, I thought, oh shit, if I don't have tonight a sleeping pill, I won't sleep. I need to sleep. So they were counterproductive if that's the thing you're thinking of, you know. And so I took a few, but in some cases, when you're really in that really panicked, you take them for a few days, okay, but they're really addictive and they get into your mind, you know. You think from, what if I don't have them? You become dependent on sleep medication. And I saw that with my father. He took them for 40 years, 30 years of sleep medication. Because he said, I need to sleep. Yeah, then you don't sleep and you eventually sleep by yourself. It is an automated process. You can't force sleep. You can't force sleep. It isn't possible. I want to sleep. I want to sleep. I want to sleep. You can't force it. So, please download my OCD Clarity Action Plan on OCDclarity.com. See my story. Please work at it and you eventually get better. Have a nice day.